glad to see everybody out here tonight, and I just really want to welcome you here to Lighthouse Church as we have Celtish with us. And I know a number of you were here at Christmas and I've seen them before, so they don't need much description, and if they needed much description, I wouldn't be the one to give it.
You don't too much.
Yes, I don't do much. But just to let you know what's happening tonight, so they're going to play. In the middle, there'll be a short comfort break, and then we're having supper at the end. And supper will be in the, basically go and fill your plates in the little room and bring it back here and eat it and get it on the table. So it couldn't be simpler. And if you want to know how it works, just follow me. So we are really delighted to have Nigel and Julie here as Celtish. And I will won't steal their thunder, so I'll just hand straight over to them now.
Thank you so much.
Let's give them a round of applause.
Confession of the wonder up anyway, so I'm going to take my shirt off. It's really, really great to be back here in Donaghadee. You know, we were here at Christmas time. We didn't think we would be back so soon. But St. Patrick's Day is next Tuesday. And ironically, we're sailing back to England tomorrow. We're not even going to be here on St. Patrick's Day. So we thought we would tell you a little bit of the story of St. Patrick and a little bit how, you know, we can really own the story of St. Patrick. You know, even here in Donaghadee. But this is my wife Julie, for those of you who don't know. We love to redeem the timeless Celtic melodies, many of which that come from these islands, like the Star of the County Down, which we sang that hymn to. And we sometimes write our own lyrics, or we tend to take the words of the Psalms and put them to different tunes. You'll hear one of those later. But I'd like to tell you a little story song now, which is not unrelated to the story of St. Patrick, because we learn about St. Patrick that he was taken a slave and perhaps was sent out to farm some sheep around Celtish Mountain in County Antrim. But it was there that he encountered God through the wonderful creation and nature, and even though he was a slave there, he had said that he would have prayed maybe 100 times a day. But I would like to share a little story song with you now, which is my own personal story of how God connected me through nature, but I didn't realise it was going to happen. Because, do you know, sometimes in our lives, when perhaps we lose hope, do you know that things in our life will turn out maybe the way we dreamed that they would? And I had such a time in my life, and maybe different people said I should be doing different things, and you know, I was like, what is going on? And isn't it great at times like that to have a friend to come alongside you and give you a word of encouragement, maybe just to see your potential and speak some hope? Well, I had a friend who did exactly that. But he did something really strange for me. He actually asked me, he kind of read me like a book, so he had a strategy, okay, how to get me out of the doldrums, if you will. And he said to me, Nigel, what I would like you to do is, tomorrow morning, could you get up nice and early? Let's say like 7:30 or something. And I thought, here we go. And go out for a nice walk. You live in Cumber. I lived in Cumber, County Down. And wherever you want to go for a nice walk, get out into nature, into the, you know, first thing in the morning, come back, and would you ping me a message and tell me you've done that? Be accountable, be honest, and could you do that for the next 2 weeks? Now, I did not know why he asked me to do that. But anyway, this little song, which we've taken a traditional tune called As I Roved Out, it was recorded by Planksty, but I've written my own words. This is the story of what happened on the first morning when I roved out. As I roved out one cold winter's morning, with great reluctance my task to fulfill. Well, what time do you call this when I'm still yawning? The air is so bitter I could catch a chill. Well, the clouds were grey as the day was dawning, and I came to a place familiar, you might know it, called Island Hill. And as I braved the elements, the birds started calling, and their welcome song is with me still. stepping onto the causeway where the tide was receding. Sky above reflected on the path where I trod, as the waiting birds on the mud flats were feeding. All nature bowed before Creator God. All nature bowed before Creator God. Then as I ventured on my way round the island, well, it seemed like the war within my soul had been won, and to my astonishment, out on the horizon, a most golden sunrise had just begun. The most golden sunrise I had ever seen. What a glorious scene for my eyes to behold that day. The days of winter mornings bathed in bright orange light. Well, it was just for a moment till the clouds stole the sun away. But I'm so glad I was alive just to see that sight. Then as I roved out on the very next morning, with a great excitement and expectancy, with my camera in my hand and a fresh sense of calling, well, my sense of wonder has awakened me. So that happened in Island Hill, and not only did I go out every morning for a nice walk, as my friend had advised me to do for the 2 weeks, I went out for the whole of the months of December and January. And do you know what? I couldn't wait to get up the next morning. Now, I'm not a morning person, my family will tell you that. But something took a hold of me. I never realised that I could see in cold, wet, icy sometimes, windy Northern Ireland, that I would see the golden ball of the sun rising over Stratford Loch every single morning. Every day was beautiful, every day was different, every day was spectacular, apart from 3. Well, 3 out of 2 months isn't bad. So my lesson from that story is, get out into God's beautiful creation. My wife will tell you, she loves Northern Ireland. She feels homesick for Northern Ireland, but she's never lived here. It's so beautiful, and County Down is beautiful. So that's my story.
Yeah, and that's why we love to be able to celebrate this amazing story of St. Patrick. You get a holiday to celebrate this life, and it's incredible to think that we in this island here, we are part of this long story, this bigger story that's bigger than we are. It's not all about me, myself and I, and the days and the times that we're living in, but we get to celebrate this legacy and this heritage that we're standing on. And the wonderful thing about heritage, and it's part of my heritage too, because I have an Irish granny. You can probably tell from my accent I'm not from these parts, but I believe it was my granny who gave me the love for these beautiful Celtic tunes and this beautiful Celtic music. And this story of Patrick, it reminds us that we don't just preserve a legacy, we get to build on it. We get to live in the light of it and move it forward. And that's the amazing thing, is because this life of this ordinary young man, he not only blessed this island here, but he blessed way beyond these shores, up into Scotland, through England, the northeast, and right through Europe subsequently. And it was a mighty thing that happened through his obedience. We're going to tell you a little story now. I think it's time we all joined in with a little sing-song. And this is a bit of a sea shanty, because the story we're going to remember is the bit of Patrick's story where he was escaping from his slavery. It's a sadly modern story, is Patrick's story, because at the age of 16 years old, he was kidnapped, he was people trafficked, if you like, and taken as a slave by Irish raiders from his home in maybe northwest England, maybe in Wales, may have been northern France. Nobody knows for sure. They just know he was taken across the sea. So we know that Patrick he wasn't a little leprechaun man who had an orange beard and drank lots of Guinness. He really wasn't. He was probably Welsh or English. How strange is that? But anyway, he was taken as a slave, and we know that happens all over the world still today, sadly. But he was kept for 7 years on that hillside and really mistreated. Then he had a dream where he saw a ship that was waiting for him down on the coast. So he walked 200 miles, can you imagine, wearing his chains, and there was that ship. And we know all this, thankfully, because Patrick wrote loads of stuff down. He wrote it with his own pen, so we know his story. None of the great legend stuff where he went to cast out all the snakes, that kind of grew up way afterwards. But the real things that he wrote down, we can be, historians value this as a historical document. Anyway, he got to the ship, and he had a job persuading the crew, didn't he, Nigel, to let him on, because he got no money. He was a slave, he got no money. But eventually he persuaded them to let him on board, that he could get back to home. But of course, the voyage wasn't straightforward. You wouldn't expect it to be, would you? A big storm grew up, and they all thought they were going to die. And they said, "Patrick, pray to your gods for this storm to go away." And Patrick was a very wise man, boy actually, he was very wise and he says, no, I'm not going to pray. Because actually Patrick didn't want any of the glory. He did not want to be worshipped. He did not want to be the centre of attention. He just wanted to point to his God. So he said to them, you pray and see what happens. So here is a little story song which talks about what happened on that voyage. And there is a chorus, and it's the sea shanty. Do you know the Wellerman? You might know the Wellerman as the tune. And the chorus goes like this. See what the Lord can do. Patrick prayed, but we all can too. See what the Lord can do when we're all in one accord. Shall we have a go? See what the Lord can do. Patrick prayed, but we all can too. See what the Lord can do when we're all in one accord.
Well, there once was a ship that put to sea when Patrick fled captivity. When his dream became reality, he was sure to get on board. The sailors at first, they weren't too sure, but Patrick, cause he was young and poor, but his destiny, it was assured when he called upon the Lord. See what the Lord can do. Patrick prayed, but we all can do. See what the Lord can do when we're all in one accord. Again. See what the Lord can do. Patrick prayed, but we all can do. See what the Lord can do when we're all in one accord.
So we jumped aboard the ship for free, but a tempest raged on the Irish Sea. The crew to Patrick had one plea, will you call upon your Lord? But Patrick told the lads to pray, so they all called out to God that day. The wind and the waves seemed to obey, but the storm no longer roared. See what the Lord can do. Patrick prayed, but we all can too. See what the Lord can do when we're all in one accord. See what the Lord can do. Patrick prayed, but we all can too. See what the Lord can do when we're all in one accord.
When they reached the land, the ship was wrecked. The sailors, hungry and perplexed, they had no faith for what came next, but they prayed unto their Lord. To a herd of pigs became their meat, and a hive of bees, some honey sweets. The Lord provided lots to eat. You can take him at his word. See what the Lord can do. Patrick prayed, but we all can do. See what the Lord can do when we're all in one accord. See what the Lord can do. Patrick prayed, but we all can do. See what the Lord can do when we're all in one accord. Well, what can we learn now from this tale? A bit like Jonah and the whale. We're all at sea in a stormy gale. We can call upon the Lord. When we're tired and weary in despair, we lift our voice to God in prayer. His abundance he will share, and our faith will be restored. See what the Lord can do. Patrick prayed, but we all can do. See what the Lord can do when we're all in one accord. So chorus. See what the Lord can do. Patrick prayed, but we all can do. See what the Lord can do when we're all in one accord. See what the Lord can do. Patrick prayed, but we all can do. See what the Lord can do when we're all in one accord. See what the Lord can do. Patrick prayed, but we all can do. See what the Lord can do when we're all in one
You're
No
amazing.
lie, but I have to say, you are the best audience for that song yet. For that song yet.
That's true.
And we have only done it 4 times, but you are definitely the best.
Definitely the best. I'm not surprised though with the families that we've got here. They've all got amazing voices. Anyway, yes. We began tonight with a section of a prayer, which is a very famous prayer, called the breastplate prayer of St. Patrick. And the prayer is a very long prayer, and there's sort of well-known bits of it. And it was a couple of years ago that I heard the whole prayer in its entirety. And I was absolutely struck at how relevant that prayer is for the days that we're living in. Now, the breastplate prayer, it talks about the armour that we have, a protection prayer, if you like. And a lot of the early Celtic Christians wrote these breastplate prayers, lorica prayers they were called. Lorica is the Latin word for breastplate, coming from that Bible passage in Ephesians, which talks about the armour of God. And the one attributed to Patrick is the famous one. And it was probably written about 100 years after he died, but it's full of his teachings and his sayings. Anyway, we've set the whole thing to music. There's about 7 parts to it. And we're just going to share one or two of those parts of that prayer tonight. And the next one I'm going to sing to you, part 3 it is. It talks about all of the things that are our protection. We talk about being in Christ or hidden in God, but we don't always know what that looks like. What does that actually mean? And the opening prayer that I sang to you was all about the invocation of the Trinity. And we're not always very good at seeing God as the whole of the community of God, the Father, Son and Holy Spirit. Anyway, I won't digress into that. But there's another section of the prayer which is absolutely beautiful, which talks about the power of the created world. You know, all of creation, it says it was created in wisdom. In wisdom, God created the earth and the heavens. That's in Proverbs. And right through creation, we see the wisdom of God threaded right through. And this part of the prayer reflects something of that. So come on a journey with me out into the wilds and the glory of creation as part of our breastplate, as our protection in the world.
I arise.
Christians, the saints who are associated with Ireland, who came after Patrick, was St. Brendan. And I love to think about Brendan. I like to think of him as being so adventurous and inquisitive. He is the one whose nickname became the Navigator, because he went on a great journey from Ireland, leaving all that he ever knew behind. And perhaps the west coast of Ireland, when he lived in around the 6th century, was considered the outermost parts of the earth. They didn't know if any other lands existed, but I imagine Brendan sitting by the seashore one day and just thinking, well, what if there are more distant lands as yet unreached? Maybe we should take this message of the power of the Trinity and Jesus and God's love to those lands. So he called some of his mates together, and they built a little coracle boat, and they decided to set sail and go wherever the wind would take them. What amazing courage and amazing faith. Now, Brendan is quite personal to me, because I also left Ireland behind 12 years ago, and I set off on a new adventure to go to England on the Liverpool ferry to be married to Julie. But I actually did that. I set sail on that journey on St. Brendan's feast day, because that was everywhere I heard about Brendan this, Brendan here, and so I was the one that had to leave Ireland goodbye. But maybe you're thinking about starting something new, or maybe something's about to happen that's a big change in your life, and you maybe need courage to take that step. Well, take faith from the story of how Brendan was protected, and some say that he came back and told his story. An explorer in the 1970s proved that it could have been done in a coracle boat. It couldn't have been done with a modern boat of a similar size. So isn't that amazing? So we're now going to sing this story. It's a prayer actually attributed to Brendan, and we've said it to the tune sometimes known as Shamrock Shore. Erin Shore? See what I did there? There's a tune named after Erin. Erin is Irish for Ireland, you see.
Yeah.
So we'll dedicate this to you, Erin. Or it's otherwise known as Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore. So that's possibly related to Patrick Allen. So here goes St. Brendan's prayer. O King of glorious heaven, shall I choose to now set sail across the sparkling ocean? Shall my tiny boat to suffer every kind of wound inflicted by the sea? Shall I turn my back on Ireland, O King of mystery? O King of glorious heaven, shall I go out on the sea, pour my heart out to you as you place your yoke on me, without a pen to lie on, Help me to journey beyond the familiar and into the unknown. Christ of the mysteries, I trust you to be stronger than each storm within me. Tune my spirit to the music of heaven and somehow make my little obedience count for you. We're going to segue into a tune now called Out on the Ocean. Just let your imagination take you there on a journey. We'll give you a little comfort break when you can just have a chat with one another for 10 minutes, just to have a wee break, and then we'll come back and do the second half.
And
It should
stand
be
up
shorter.
over the house as well. Yes, indeed. And this is the final song of this half, and it's a song about another of the early Celtic saints. This time, a guy called Kevin. You know, Patrick started something amazing from these islands. There were so many that went out with real courage with this message of Jesus all over the world. And Kevin, in particular, had this fire in his heart that he wanted to seek his God. And he's special to us because he came from a place, he went to a place rather called Glendalough.
Glendalough, which I only found out recently that my mum and dad had gone to. I didn't think they'd even made it across the border in their lifetime, but apparently Kevin was the same from Glendalough.
Yes.
County Wicklow.
Yes, we went on our honeymoon, and that's why he is very special to us. But some marvellous things happened through Kevin. He went to be alone in a cave and be a hermit, and get away from everybody, but actually God sent him back into community to plant these amazing monastic cities that were filled with families and people of all ages and wonderful things, a little outpost of heaven, if you like, that we can remember through.
There's a word in this song I want you to look out for, right? And the word is abundance, right? It's part of his story. But the reason why I love that word is every time I see a bun, I also dance. So there you go.
All the dad jokes. There you go.
This is quite a light-hearted song. There's lots of words, too many words actually.
Off we go.
The story of Kevin of Glendale. Solitude for 7 years he stayed, a life of prayer and meditation led. See the vision, I taste the heaven, peace and serenity. In creation, our brother caring, in great and fasted in obscurity, in Glendale lofty found sanctuary. Before we have a little comfort break, this next 2 minutes is what they call a march plug. For those of you who don't know us, we are all of what we do around the country, mostly in the UK, is self-financed. And for 12 years now, I have no idea how it worked. But it really helps us if you can support our music by buying those silver disc things with a hole in the middle. And even if you haven't got a CD player, why don't you go out and buy one again? You need the physical product to read the stories behind the songs and everything. So we'll be doing a couple of songs tonight from the brand new album, which is Celtish Lorica, which is coming up on the screen. The Lord's disappeared. But
Don't worry, don't worry.
don't worry. You don't need to see it on the screen.
That's all they That's great.
It's going to be all on the table, don't worry. There may have been some of you here who at Christmas time signed up to get my new solo album, which hasn't come out yet. So it will come out, hopefully April or May time. And loads of story songs, full of local references of County Down, Country Antrim on our days out in our childhood. And then as well as that, we have some lovely t-shirts tonight. Which you can also buy, and all of that helps our ministry. So we're going to have a little, just 5-10 minute break. You can wander around, chat to one another, you can come and have a look, but there'll be time afterwards over supper as well.
So see you in 10 minutes. Yeah.